Brian Mason asked. Oh,
Let's
no,
go, Brian
man.
Mason.
I'm out of
let's
control
do it.
today. A
Let's
high
do it.
stress environment for me. Brian Mason asked, Brian, love the show. What television series has the dog rewatched more than once? So we're getting into the life outside of wrestling. What do you like to watch?
You know what? It's weird and it's old, and this will, nobody's watching this today, but I did. You remember the show Monk with
Tony Shalhoub.
Tony Shalhoub. Like, I love that show. I've watched it a million times years ago, and now recently I've rewatched it again on Amazon Prime or something. You know what I mean? Whatever.
If I'm not mistaken, detective. I don't remember what the gimmick about him was.
His wife, an old criminal tried to blow him up, but his wife was in the car, and so now he's like. I don't want to say he's autistic, but he like touches things, and he's a germaphobe, and he's got an assistant he shakes hands with somebody, and then his assistant will hand him a wipe.
Okay,
and
some
she's
OCD
like,
tendencies.
Yeah. So he's got OCD, but he's a genius, and he solves all the. I'll tell you what other one I just recently watched, which is very similar, is it's with the blonde-headed dude.
Lie to me, The Mentalist.
The Mentalist.
I'm a big fan of The Mentalist.
Yes, I was a big fan of that as well. But I'll tell you what me and Billy just talked about. Breaking Bad was a great episode, a series that I got into and I watched it to completion. But I haven't watched it again. Sons of Anarchy, I watched, some of those things. But Monk is the one I've watched again. You know what I mean? Right now I live in the woods, and so if I'm at home, I don't get Netflix and stuff because the internet hasn't reached me yet. So I just watch a lot of murder stuff on TV.
So I was listening to radio today, and people were talking about watching a lot of murder and death before going to bed, and like some of the people were like, "How do you do that before bed?" And others were like, "It actually relaxes me," and I find it soothing.
Look, chances are I've seen most of them. Me and my wife are junkies on that stuff, and so we have the 4 or 5 channels that's always a go-to, and we've seen a lot of them. So a lot of the time, I was watching before I came here to do this. We were watching some murder show, and I just thought, man, I've seen this one. I turned it to Robin Hood Men in Tights, and she came in and she said, "What are you watching? Is this some stupid show?" And I was like, "Yes, it's a stupid show, but I love it." And it was just, you got to get away from that stuff every now and then.
Fun story in connection to Robin Hood Men in Tights. When I was in high school, I had a project with my psychology teacher, my history teacher, where we wrote letters to famous people and asked them, why should we study history? And I wrote Mel Brooks. And while I didn't get a real answer from him, I got from his crew that because he was on set filming Men in Tights at that time, he couldn't give me a personal answer, but they sent an autograph picture. And,
oh my Lord, that's
blah,
awesome.
Blah, blah.
Dude,
I had
Mel
also
Brooks. Mel Brooks is a genius, you know what I mean?
So I got a response from George Carlin, and I got a response from Joe Weider, who both wrote me custom letters.
Yeah, wow.
The Weider one was funny because he sent 2. One for the class in the school, which was like very, hey, you should do this, and very thing.
Yeah, professional.
And then one that was for me that was like, but your health is more important. It was great.
Yeah. Well, that is an awesome story. And yeah, Mel Brooks, good Lord.
Amazing.
I don't think he's made a bad movie.
No, we're moving on.